All right, so we're back from the lake. We had an awesome time with the brewers out there, and at the access they said they were bailing to go get some pizza, so it just seemed fitting that we go and make our own. So that's what we're gonna do right now. We're doing a Crappie pizza. We're gonna do a Crappie Italian sausage, thin crust pizza. We got the oven ripping behind us already. We're gonna get this thing going, and this one I think is really cool because it's easy to do in a cabin like this without having a lot of fancy equipment. So we're gonna dive into it right now, step by step how to do this. We're gonna get some pizzas ripping. Let's do this thing. Okay, so the first thing we gotta do that takes a little, kind of the most time out of this whole thing is making the Italian sausage. So we cleaned up all of our fish. We got a bunch of crappies. We ended up catching a few gills that we kept too because we really weren't on the eaters today. So we got a nice bowl of crappies here, probably about, I don't know, 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds of fillets right here. And this is gonna be super cool. We're gonna turn this into an Italian sausage, and it's gonna be pretty simple. All we got is, this looks like a lot of seasoning for the fish we're gonna do, but essentially what we have here is onion powder, paprika, garlic powder, little cumin, and then we're using all three of these actually, catch and cook seasoning. So we got the whiteout, the campfire, and the all-terrain seasoning in there with a little bit of fennel and some crushed red pepper. So that's all gonna go in there. We're gonna work that together with a little bit of salt, and I think this is gonna turn out pretty damn good. So put a little oil in there when we cook it, but overall it's gonna be a pretty easy deal. Let's get this going. All right, so I just got this all food processed up. So it's kind of like a really thick paste. You want it to start clumping up on the blade like that, knows you got it into the right consistency. I did add a little oil just because there's like no fat in this fish at all. So I'm just trying to add a little fat to that. But got a lot of salt in there, a lot of different seasonings. So now I'm just gonna fry them off, get them a little bit crispy, nice chunks that are gonna go on the pizza, and then we'll make the sauce. And we're pretty much there. We just gotta cut a few things up. So I'm gonna fry these up into like quarter-sized pieces, you know, just chunks, and cook it all up, get it in a bowl, and just let it cool down. And then we're gonna put all the pizzas together once we got the sauce and everything. So first thing you gotta do is definitely cook this sausage though, because you don't wanna put this on your pizza raw. It will not cook.
Here's our camera guy, Luke. You've seen him a bit, but Luke has never had some of Pink's food, so we're just frying up the sausage. We're not even near the final process. Luke? So this is fish sausage.
Crappie Italian sausage. Care, it's 1,000 degrees. Get
Pressure's
I'll
on.
burn my mouth on it.
Yeah, worth it.
Oh my god, it's burning my hand.
You gotta just eat it. You just gotta go quick.
Oh yeah, that's phenomenal. It's burning my hand still, but I'm not a huge sausage pizza fan in general, but this is gonna be elite.
Okay, so we got the sausage made up. The next step is just to get the sauce going. So this is gonna be like a white sauce pizza that we're gonna do. So all I'm gonna do is use equal parts flour and butter, pretty much 2 to 3 tablespoons of each one in this pot. Whisk it all together to make a little bit of a roux, and then I got some half and half that I'm gonna use to actually make the sauce put together, probably about 1.5 cups to 2 cups of that. And then I got a few seasonings I'm gonna mix in there, some catch and cook stuff. And I'll show you which ones when we get to that, but I gotta get this roux ripping, and then we're saucing. All right, so I just started that roux. I'm gonna throw a little bit of freshly minced garlic in there right as it's getting done there. So I'm just getting that roux just browned up a little bit. And I'm just gonna saute a little garlic in there just to get some garlic action happening. Just 1 clove in there. All right, so I'm just getting a little bit of color on this roux. It'll start to turn kind of a pale yellow. That's what I'm looking for. I don't want it to get real brown. So as you do this, that flour is gonna start to brown up. And if you go a little too far, that's okay. It's gonna just change the flavor a bit. So right about here is what I'm looking for, kind of this yellow color here. So now I'm just gonna start slowly adding that half and half, and I'm gonna turn the heat all the way down because I don't want to scald that as I put it in. All right, so I got the base of the sauce now, and all that's in there is that little bit of garlic, the roux, and then just some half and half. So it's starting to thicken up really nice. That's the consistency I want. So now I'm gonna start adding the seasonings, and it comes together really fast. So I'm just gonna use all powdered seasonings. I'm not gonna use like a bunch of fresh stuff. So I got the catch and cook whiteout, Catch and Cook All Terrain, and the Campfire. So all three of their seasonings, which we love these. We've used them in a ton of episodes, and we actually have a code for that. The code is Crappie10. So if you want to get a discount on these, you can get the seasonings and their breading, and makes it a pretty damn good deal. So I'm going to add about a tablespoon of each one of these to this sauce, and then just a little bit of black pepper, and then just whisk it all together, and that's pretty much it. You don't have to go too crazy, but this sauce is super cool because you can add whatever flavors you really like to it. So we're gonna start with all that, taste it. If it needs something, we'll add it or change the flavor, but these three together is actually a really good combination for this type of thing. Plus, they're all in the sausage anyway, so it all works together pretty dang nice. All right, so I got all those seasonings in there, and it's looking good. And let's see. Tasting really good. So now that it's done, I'm gonna cut the heat. The longer it sits on the heat, the thicker it's gonna get. So this is like a really good consistency here. It coats a whisk really, really well. Just gonna let that chill out. We're gonna cut up the rest of the toppings. Sausage is done. Now we're just gonna build the pizzas, and we're gonna cook them in the broiler in a cast iron pan. And they're gonna cook really, really fast. So this is something you wanna watch for sure because they will burn very quickly. But we're gonna get it all set up, build the pizzas, and we're gonna be eating in no time. Okay, so you can get as crazy with the toppings as you want. For this one, we're doing red onions. I got some red sweet peppers cut up, and then we got some pepperoncinis, which I really love these on pizza. They're really bomb. It's kind of just like a pickled pepper. And then we're going with some of this mozzarella cheese. Get the low moisture one. It'll keep your pizza from getting soggy, so make sure you get that. And we already got the sauce done. We got the sausage done, and we're gonna cook it all in a cast iron pan in the broiler. So now you may be asking, what is the crust? We didn't make any crust. Well, let me tell you, we're not even making the crust. We got the best thin crust pizza you ever seen in your life right here. Trust me on this one. This is gonna be good. All right, let's do this thing. So using a tortilla as a crust is very, very easy. I like the ones that are a little more dry. Like if you get the really plump ones, they're gonna take longer to cook. But use a cast iron pan, the same diameter as the tortillas you're gonna get. 9-inch tortilla, 9-inch pan. When you put it in there, it's gonna curl up the side just a little bit, and then when you put your sauce and your cheese on it, it's all gonna stay in there nice and not leak underneath. So I'm gonna throw this on the burner behind me, start to cook the bottom. The cast iron is gonna get really hot, and all I'm gonna do is throw it under the broiler to cook the rest. And it should cook in the broiler in like 2 minutes. So super quick, super easy. Let's build this thing. Okay, so while I was building that pizza the entire time, I've had the cast iron on a burner that's been on. So what it's starting to do is heat that pan up a lot, and it's starting to cook the bottom of that pizza. So the tortilla is getting real crispy on the bottom, and then we're gonna fire it in the broiler, and everything's gonna get super hot. So be super careful because this pan is gonna be like 1,000 degrees when you pull it out. So I'm gonna pull off the little handle cover on this and just use a hot pad to throw it in there. But it should take around 2 to 3 minutes under the broiler, but you gotta keep an eye on it because the top's gonna start to get all bubbly and delicious, but you don't wanna set the crust on fire. So let's do this thing. And our oven, a little jank, so we're gonna have to be laying on the ground because the broiler is actually down here. She's on though. Look at that. We got a little campfire in there. All right, here we go. Please work. We're in. All right. Pray. Now we wait 2 minutes. It's like 1,000 gassing down here. Like if you were cold, this is your spot. Oh, the cheese is browning. Things are progressing nicely. We're about 2 minutes in, and it is looking really good. So I'm gonna let it go probably another 30 seconds. The cheese is starting to brown. It's getting real bubbly. That's all we want. We just want it to look nice. Everything was cooked, you know, other than like the peppers and stuff. So we're pretty much good here. It's boiling. The crust is getting nice. But the key is cooking that bottom, because otherwise the bottom won't get super crisp. So by building it with the burner on, it gets the bottom crispy. So as soon as it comes out, I'm gonna get it out of the pan, because otherwise it's gonna burn because the pan is really hot. I'm gonna get it on a cutting board and just let it rest for a little bit. The cheese will kind of get solidified again, and then we'll slice it up. All right, let's pull this beast out. It's looking real nice. All right, let's get this thing out. Eesh. Pizza done. All right, so now we're just gonna wait a couple minutes for it to become less like lava, and then we'll cut it up. But it looks delicious. All right, so we got this thing set, and we're already building another one, but I'm gonna cut this thing. We cannot wait any longer. But the crust, check this out. Super crispy. The bottom is crisp, which is what we want. Yeah, and by the way, you don't need a freaking pizza cutter to cut pizza. Get over it. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna eat it, but I'm gonna have Luke eat it also, since he doesn't get to try this food till right now, and I've already had this a ton of times. So, what you think, dude? Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's crappie pizza right there. Mm-hmm.
That's phenomenal.
Dude.
Been sitting over there salivating for a while. 10 out of 10.
Straight up, is that a really bomb thin crust though?
Yeah.
Just using a tortilla?
Yes.
Just sneaking in the back door. Okay, Waldo's in on the action. He's just gagging one down. Look at you. Look at this.
That's perfect.
All right, we're gonna continue this pizza party. Knock a few more of these out. I'm stoked. That was a good one. So, I know we didn't give away all the measurements for everything, but if you're interested in this recipe, there is a Crappie Chronicles cookbook coming out. You guys asked for it, so we're finally doing it. This recipe, along with a ton of other ones, are gonna be in there. We don't know the exact release date yet, but stay tuned because it's coming. And if you wanna make your own crappie pizza, you can do too. So, that's our cooking for tonight. We're gonna smash all this food, get ready for tomorrow. We got a big day planned. Hopefully we can crush a bunch more eaters because we're out of fish. We got a lot of cooking to do on this trip still, and we need fillets. So tomorrow's a harvest mission, and we're gonna get after it.